Hello and what is up? Truth and transparency. Let those notifications click in. Thank you for being here. Thank you, mods. This is a pre-recorded video, and then we'll jump into a chat session. Again, no, I just uploaded this right now, so don't think that you guys did not get a notification. Literally just did it. So, again, welcome. Thank you for asking. I am feeling just a tad bit better. Definitely not 100, but I'll take it. I've been doing lots of prep work behind the scenes for a lot of stuff that I'll be doing coming up. So, again, hello, everybody. Hello, happy hump day. Yes, yes. Hi, Jeremiah. Hi, everybody. Hi. Give some shout outs to JLR just running all over South Carolina this morning. I love it. I love a go-getter. Regardless of what anybody thinks of anybody, you got to give props where props is due. And so I bet you half of the people that we think that we like as far as actors or actresses, if you were to know them personally, we'd be like, hell no. So, all right, let me grab my water. Let me grab, I think I'm going to have some green tea. I think I'm going to make some green tea. So again, let these notifications click in, and this is a 12-minute pre-record, and then want to hear from you guys a little bit, and then I'll be back later, a late night sesh with all of you guys to talk about the Idaho 4 new developments with documents being released. I stayed up a little bit after I got off with you guys last night to look at those pages, and basically the police they wanted to be able to grab anybody in that house and start scanning their fingers and their faces to open up his phone immediately. They knew that they needed to get his phone. They needed to get into his phone, and that phone is a treasure to law enforcement. Thanks, Johnny. Like your style. Yes. If I lived in Florida, I'd be taking cheap flights everywhere. All right, guys, let me grab my my beverage and put my tea in, and then let's see what you guys think. Oh my gosh, have you guys ever made sleepy time tea instead of making green tea? And then you have to do a bunch of work and you're like, why the hell am I so tired? Yeah, I've done that before. So, again, hi. So, all right. I love sleepy time tea. Yeah, well, just don't make the mistake of doing multiple things at the same time, that you grab the sleepy time tea in the morning and you make yourself a cup of tea and you're like, what the heck? Oh my God. So, all right. Again, guys, don't worry. I did not really I just said I was going live 10 minutes before I uploaded this. So if you didn't get a notification, it's because there was really no notification to get. So here we go. I'm going to press play here, and then we're going to discuss for a little bit. And then tonight, remember, I got you guys covered. We're going to talk all about Idaho. Melissa says, I've taken NyQuil and not DayQuil on air. Yes. JJ is a great singer. Talented JJ. All right, here we go.
There is no question from both the defense and state.
9 is a disc. Can you tell us what is on that disc?
The initial 911 call that came in on the night in question.
And how do you know that call is on that disc?
Listen to how many voices you hear.
Get back! Get back!
Hampton County 911, where's your emergency?
Hello, I just going down the Crocketville Road, and I see somebody laying out.
What road are you, what's the name of the highway that you're on?
I know it's Crocketville Road.
Just know it's Crocketville Road.
Yeah.
Hold on just a second. And which way are you headed?
Okay, you know the back way to go to, like you going towards Brunson?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay, you're on that road just before you get into Crocketville.
Turn Crocketville, make that right.
Okay. Come to Crocketville, take a right.
Wait, take a left. When you go 601,
Uh-huh.
Bamberg.
Uh-huh. If I'm going toward Bamberg, I'm gonna take a left onto that road.
Yeah, like you going to, I see a road called 14. You can go to Sandy Run,
But you're not on Sandy Run Road?
I think it is. This Sandy Road goes straight on out.
Okay. And is it in the road or on the side of the road?
Yeah, you in the road.
Oh, in the road?
Yeah.
All right. So what's your name and call that number?
My name is Ronnie Capers.
Okay. All right, Mr. Capers. Can I get a phone number for you?
I don't know the number off this phone, but you can call this number back. I'm going to work.
Okay, but this is a good number to reach you back at.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We'll get an officer headed out that way.
Nothing about this case from the very beginning pointed towards it being a hit and run.
You live in the road. I ain't moving or nothing like that. But somebody gonna hit him. It's dark. Somebody gonna hit him.
All right. We'll get an officer headed out that way.
Okay.
All right, sir.
Okay. 4147 Moselle Road.
Okay, can you give me the address one more time, make sure I got it right?
Yes, 4147 Moselle Road.
Okay, what's going on out there?
I'm sorry?
What's going on out there?
My housekeeper has fallen and her head is bleeding. I cannot get her up.
Okay, you said she's fallen. She's bleeding from the head?
Yes.
beach the boat up there on the side of the thing, or did the boat, that's where it ended up?
That's where it ended up.
Okay. Y'all think y'all hit one of the markers in the beginning of it?
Sure.
Okay.
Can I use your phone? Can I use your phone?
Hey, bro, I ain't got my phone on me, brother.
You ain't got your phone on you?
No, you dropped yours in the grass right back there.
That don't surprise me.
Okay. Hey, you been checked out by an ambulance? Hey, buddy. You been checked out by an ambulance?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Sure? Hey, we still get you checked out, right?
Yeah, I'm fine. I mean, shit, what's going on?
Hey, what's your last name, buddy?
Murdaugh.
M-U?
Rdaughh.
Okay, what's your first name?
Paul.
Paul, P-A-U-L?
These would be the last images of Mallory Beach alive.
But it's time, man. Hey.
We're looking right now for it. They're down there looking, okay?
But they got a good search on it, right?
Yeah.
And they probably gonna find it.
They're gonna find it, okay? They're down there looking right now, okay?
You know they got it. That's a good search, right?
Yeah. Yeah, they got a good team down there looking for it, okay?
Hey, can I use your phone?
I don't have my phone on me, buddy.
Paul's girlfriend, Morgan, was sitting on the cooler seat with Miley. Miley's boyfriend, Connor Cook, was moving to the side and behind the center console. And Mallory Beach and her boyfriend, Anthony, were at the stern. In Anthony's sworn statement, he and Mallory sat on the boat's deck because Paul's driving was erratic. Mallory sat on Anthony's lap. In 7 minutes, reaching speeds of nearly 30 miles per hour, the boat arrives at the RC Berkeley Ridge. It first strikes the Dolphin, and then 33 seconds later, at speeds of range of 10 to 17 miles per hour, continues to hit pilings under the bridge before coming to rest at the banks. It won't be until later that law enforcement learns that not everyone was thrown from the boat. This was an interview with Miley. Paul, Anthony, and Mallory were ejected from the boat. Mallory Beach was killed in the crash. And this boat crash would lead to the community rallying together to see to it that the Murdaugh family was held accountable for their reckless behavior and actions in previous years, for actually decades. What would come of this boat accident would be a financial witch hunt into the Murdaugh family's finances. Paul would be charged with multiple counts for the boating accident, as well as the families of the ones involved in the boat accident would rally together to see to it that financial lawsuits, civil suits, were filed. And that's what began this financial hunt of Alex Murdaugh and his family's estate, what he was doing in his career, and it would come out by private investigators and attorneys working for these families of this boat accident and the family of Mallory Beach that there was a lot of hidden skeletons in the closet of the Murdaugh family. And that's what brings you all watching the 2023 trial of the murder of Maggie and Paul Murdaugh. And that the husband, Alec, is the one on trial and being accused of murdering 2 out of the 3 immediate family members, his son Paul and his wife Maggie. Just 2 years after the boat accident would Paul and Maggie be murdered, gunned down, 2 different guns, in a very small window of time that Alec is on his property. Truth and transparency. Did Alex Murdaugh murder his wife and son? The jury is at the property where Maggie and Paul were murdered today. Closing arguments are set to close out the week, and the jury will have the decision to convict or acquit Alex Murdaugh of murdering both his wife and son, Maggie and Paul. Is the financial motive enough? Thank you, subscribers, members, and moderators. If you're not a subscriber, become one for free by just clicking on that subscribe button.
In its own right. Why is he so focused on that? And in Savannah, where supposedly he was detoxing, he sat down, as you've heard the testimony, with a composite sketch artist and went through the whole process to come out with this picture.
Here is the
which I swear
closing.
Is not me. How do you do that? How do you do that if you're on that much dope? So why did he tell you that, ladies and gentlemen? Why did he look you in the eye and tell you that as he sat there on that stand trying to explain what was going on? It's interesting also that in one of the interviews with law enforcement, there were 3 interviews, June 8th, June 10th, and August 11th, before we get to the side of the road, that he mentions that Paul was a little detective. That's very interesting for him to mention that, because you heard from Marion Proctor, Maggie's sister, that Maggie called Paul that, the little detective, specifically in reference to Paul paying attention, trying to keep Alec from taking pills. Why would he bring that up? That's an interesting thing to bring up, because that was what that was in reference to. And what do we know? We know that in May, if we talk about all the pressures that are coming upon him, all these financial things that we've talked about, this exhausting hamster wheel that's been going on forever, the need to beg, borrow, and steal, stay one step ahead, and he's running out of options there. On top of that, we know in May that Paul sends a text to him saying, "Mom found some pills, we need to talk." Mom found some pills and we need to talk. Another pressure from Paul and Maggie on him.
Of course, Mod Squad.
And if you look at the text,
dropping 7 of that channel.
The weekend of the ball game on June the 7th, and those are in evidence. Alec is not at the game. And he's texting back and forth, and Maggie's like, "Don't come if you feel bad." And he's like, "Well, I think I can get a late checkout." And then he's like, "At 1 o'clock, they made me leave." I submit to you, it's a reasonable inference they were on him at this time. They were watching him like a hawk. Opiates, the most powerful of withdrawals, and everything's coming to a head, including this as well. Run out of money, running out of options, doesn't get paid in any significant way until December, already stole the Ferris fees and spent that money in 2 months, has an expensive pill habit, and accountability and consequences will undo everything in his life, everything that is his self-identity, everything, the only things that he cares about. He doesn't care about lying to his partners and his family and his friends and his clients if it will delay accountability for him. He'll do it in a heartbeat. And all of that is about to be undone.
We had a good stopping point.
Yes, sir, Your Honor.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll take 1 hour and 15 minutes for lunch. Please do not discuss the case.
All right, so this morning they went and drove to the property. The jury went over to the property. So again, I think that this case is the reason I believe that the Idaho 4 house, King Road, should stay intact until this is all over. Now, I couldn't hear right there. Did he say, "Are you done?" Or is this a good resting point? So 60 pills a day. I mean, guys, I'm not sold on how he could possibly take that type. You would die. I mean, what kind of pills are resting? Yeah, that's what I thought. He said this is a good resting point. Not that did he rest? Resting, not that he rests his case. Yeah. I think this is just a break. But their southern twangs I have a hard time with. Yeah, so guys, I mean, 60 pills a day. So I don't know necessarily if that's where the money went. So where would the money go? Maybe he's burying the money. If I want everybody to think that I have a drug habit, it's a great place to, I don't know. 60 pills last day is yeah. Summer Buster can get it. Yeah, I just think in general, like even just like somewhere that they could get it, somewhere that his, family could get it. So I don't know. Oh, New Orleans lady is on baby watch. Prayers for a healthy baby delivery and all that good stuff. An expensive girlfriend, hush money. Was he dealing? I think that, I'm no dummy. So if you're going to sit there and I'm going to be on the jury and I'm going to talk to my other mates here, I'm going to be like, you guys, like, dang. So I don't know. Was he a smuggler? I don't know. What was that Gucci receipt? I want to play something for you guys. I was driving in my car today, and I played. I was playing some old school Bone. Murdaugh. Anyways, they say Buster in that too, so I thought that was interesting. I only wear Gucci. What kind of pills? Opiates. I don't know. It's a lot of money. I don't know. Bone, yes, Bone. Yes. I was playing some Bone. Murdaugh. It is. Today is the first of the month. Yes, I'm not so like this whole drug thing in the type of state that you would be in. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do I think that he pop pills? Absolutely. But I think that you just pop in that type of, like, once you die, I don't know. I don't know. Cleveland's finest rappers. Yeah, March, today kicks off my birthday month. So in case you guys are wondering. They broke it down to 1.5 pills an hour. Oh, I agree. I in fact, I think that the pills, I mean, who could shoot somebody, who could shoot somebody all doped up like that? Again, everything that he did, it shows that he did it for himself and his family. So then the hard part for me is to then, you know, the killing, you know, killing them. And why wouldn't he take out Buster if he's going to kill his family? Why would he leave Buster? I don't know. He did it for Buster. I just don't see that. Who's to say he wasn't supposed to be killed? You know, who's to say that he wasn't supposed to be killed? You know, everybody wants to go back to this whole Snapchat video, and I'm sorry, but in that Snapchat video, you actually hear him, and they're all like, you know, talking about the dog, and he's down there. There's nobody like yelling and cussing at each other, arguing, fighting. So the Snapchat video for me, if I'm in the jury room, I'm saying that. I'm saying that to everybody. I'm saying, you guys, he had no idea that his son was recording, and here he could have, you know, got on camera or got audio of a fight, and that's just not what was going on. What was going on was them joking around about the dog and what the dog had in the dog's mouth, and but yep, there was no insurance policies on them. I mean, you had a guy that tried to, I am a Pisces. I'm a Pisces. She is a Pisces. Wow. It's the body cam footage. Alec is not worried about anything except if they're dead. Well, I don't. I think that he's a lawyer, and he was talking to everybody. He was talking. He knew he's a lawyer. Like, just be quiet. Why even talk and have any of this ammunition for them to use against you? And people could say, oh, because he's a narcissist and he thinks that he can do and say and talk his way out of whatever and blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well. Hey, Nancy S., he did this. Oh, I'm not saying that he couldn't have. I'm saying the issues that I would have is, you know, it's all about reasonable doubt. Is it reasonable? Do you have doubt? Do I think that jury members are going to have doubt? Do I think that yesterday's testimony of the experts and stuff that they had on in that cross-examination, and do I think that other people had motives to kill, you know, this man and his family? And the answer is yes. They sold millions of dollars. This family has done whatever they've wanted for decades. I think that whole town is scared of them, is pissed. When was enough enough? Okay, we're going to teach him a lesson. Things like that. But do I think that there's going to be people in that jury room that are going to be like, I have doubt, or I don't know, or his whole life he did everything for his family, so now all of a sudden he's going to just kill, two of his beloved family members for people say for Buster. Well, what's so great about Buster? Buster's a bum who is working at BW3s, got kicked out of law school. I mean, I know it sounds harsh, but it's just reality. Buster was the one going on to the law legacy that hell he was. She was leaving him though. If I'm sitting there, I don't see that she's leaving him. That was never presented anywhere that she was leaving him. Wife was in the way of affair. Son was going to cost him millions from boat case. But if Paul was gone, cases against him all go away. That's not true. None of that's true that you just wrote. But I love you anyway. I still love you. Charlene, love you, baby. But yeah, no, I mean, that's not true. None of this goes away. Them being dead, that's my hang up, is that none of this goes away. He is still on the hook for X, Y, and Z. It has, whether Paul and Maggie are there or not, he's on the hook. That's not going away. I mean, it's just not. Yeah. People who have political ties do anything to protect the family name. They cover up everything for family. Yeah. The sale of all the properties goes to that family. What family? What family? By the way, hi, Nancy. The timeline is so tight. The timeline is so tight to the point that, if you think about it, that's a frame job just as much as it's him. So to me, it's a frame job or it's him. You know what I mean? Either I believe he was framed but then everything with the two guns. That's, like I said, I just keep going back to that Snapchat video. And that was literally, they're saying, right before they were murdered. And you don't hear Maggie or Alec in distress. Like, they're just talking about the dog. Hi. But now I have questions like, okay, it takes him 20 seconds to call 911. Again, that's digital, so it's not exact. So that's a big thing to remember, is that that exact time. They also can't place his phone and her phone together when he allegedly tosses it out. He gave his, he said his son's phone fell out of his pocket. Now, how would he know that then, that all this time would pass and they'd be testifying to that the phone came out and it went from this side to this side? I mean, it's, yeah, I'm not understanding motive either. They don't have to prove motive. They don't. I mean, the guy, for heaven's sakes, what? Try to have somebody kill him? I mean, but then the guy says, no, I didn't. So then did he shoot himself? I mean, it's just, why lie about being in the kennel? Well, because if you say that you were right there before it happened, you're placing yourself, and I know a lot of people that have lied about stuff like that, because then you're going to like be focused on me and I didn't do it. So I just said that I wasn't there type of thing. Do I think that he pulled the trigger? No, I don't. I don't think he has enough balls to do that. This is not a this guy doesn't have balls. This guy has greed. Like I think he's just too much of a sissy to do that. Now, could he have hired somebody? But I don't know. Why not lie? He always lies. He's a liar. He's a lawyer. He knows what prosecutors will assume guilt for being at the kennels earlier. Yeah, and the cops and stuff like that. I just, let's see. He didn't want to get blamed. How could he not hear a thing? Well, because I'm not convinced. Everybody's convinced of when the shooting was. I'm not convinced that the shooting was when they are saying the shooting is. They're going off of because their phones never opened again. That's what they're going off of. Well, if that's the case, then Maddie and Kaylee are killed at 2:52 at the King Road house. If they're going off of the phones never opening again, okay. Well, then Kaylee and Maddie were killed at 2:52 because they never used their phones again. So for him not to hear shots, again, I'd have to be out of that property. There's nothing around there, but if they weren't killed until 9 o'clock and he was gone, but I think a lot of people had millions of reasons, millions of dollars of reasons why that not just Alec would be somebody that we didn't like. And if you can't get to a guy, in order to get to a guy, you take away what he loves the most. You take out his family. But I just think the jury's going to have a hard time, all of them coming together and saying guilty or, innocent either way. I think that they're going to have a hard time with that. Do I think? Yeah, but he's not ripping off somebody is way different than freaking murdering your family. I don't know. Like I said, he stole for who? His family was enjoying everything. It wasn't like it was just him, and he was very with his friends and family, I guess you could say generous and whatever. Me and Bella disagree on this. She thinks that he did it, right? And I just simply say I don't know if he did it. I think that could he have witnessed his family getting murdered? Could he have witnessed his family getting murdered? And then he can't say anything because then the people that actually did it, then it's going to come out or, hey, we're taking out Buster if you say anything. I don't know. Yep. Heather says, I don't think he pulled the trigger at all. I do think he knows who did. I could get down with that. I could definitely get down with that. Lady of the Lawn. They were killed by the FBI and the Hobby Lobby family. Oh boy. Yeah, I talked about that actually, about him being there. That makes more sense to me. It really does. I have way too much on my plate. Otherwise, I would make you slang terms and connect the dots for you. That's funny though. So you think I know that he said that at the that's actually he testified, or not testified to it, but he told the police. How would he remember that he needs to tell the police that his phone popped out? The prosecutor made it seem like that he just came up with that story on the stand. Well, I went back and listened to the interview and I played it. And it's like, nope, he says that when his phone had come out of his pocket. Now, I don't know, but he knew to say that then. I mean, it wasn't what the prosecutor said. It wasn't the prosecutor's claim that he just added that to his story when he took the stand. That's not true at all. He most certainly talked about his son's phone popping out of his pocket in the police interview when he was in the car being interviewed. Oh yeah, he admitted to a ton of stuff. So the other thing that I think is crazy, guys, he didn't have to do that. When you want to talk about a narcissist, he could have probably not taken the stand. And I think the jury still would have came back and it'd been a hung jury. So think about that. And he just went on the stand and admitted to all of this financial stuff that's going to land him time in behind bars. So, so I don't know why, he'd get up there and say all that stuff. But he was adamant that he wanted to testify against his lawyer's recommendation. If I didn't kill my family, I'd be screaming that from the rooftops. 94 counts for stealing money. But why did he need to do that? Think about that. Why did he need to do that? What were you doing with all of this money? It was for drugs, right? And I'm just like, yeah, maybe some of it. Sure, absolutely. I mean, what was that's tons of money. Nancy gifted 10 memberships. I just saw that now. Money for drugs. Nancy, I agree with you, but the type of money that then I think that he was involved with, doing some type of dealings with drugs then. This type of gambling addiction. Like I didn't see any them going in and out of casinos. Nancy's my mom's name, so I'm a fan of the name Nancy too. Drugs, the lifestyle, and God knows what else. Yeah, but I mean, and this was like they got super creative in how they were stealing this money, making this account, and how did the people know? How did the people not know that they were being stole from? I want to look more into that. I want to look more into the whole, how did these people not know that they were getting, stolen from? Did they not read any of their paperwork when they would, you were awarded X amount of dollars? Was this all settling out to the point that, how do you still not know, what you were awarded? Was he just, think about that. Nancy is the sweetest. Yeah, so I like this comment here. I have to admit, his tears and all of the anguish he expressed on the stand made me cry too. It seemed genuine. Not saying it's impossible to fake, but if so, he did it well. Yeah, guys, he's a lawyer. He's not an actor. I get it. He's used to lying. Okay, but that wasn't just lying. That was a performance if he wasn't being serious. Or he could be having all this guilt, and that's like, Debbie. They thought the money was invested. Well, that's not what they said in the documentary. They had no idea that they were awarded X amount of dollars. Ask what Gloria's kids thought. Gloria's kids didn't think that stuff was being invested. What's up, Dr. Thrifty? Michael, I agreed. Only place he's going to spend that kind of money would be Vegas, and he was not traveling to Vegas. Yeah, the only thing that I could see him spend that type of money on is if he is literally like legit buying mass quantities, like from, someone like a cartel in drugs, and then like selling it, and then you're getting the money back, and then, burying that money somewhere. That you would need a bunch of cash like that so that you could purchase a bunch, okay? And then you're running a drug operation. Yes, drugs on a grand scale. Yeah, so then I would think that he would be part of, like, that it's, this isn't for his habit. This is for his operation. Horse races? Yes, I believe there's money. I mean, how much do you think? How are his lawyers getting paid if he doesn't have any money? They just said, we're going to take this on pro bono. I think there's money somewhere, and not just a little bit. I think there's a lot of money somewhere. You can't tell me that a guy that went through the lengths that he went through to set up, like, this forged fake account, you don't think he buried money, knowing that this day was coming, especially like in 2019, 2017, 18? So are you going to say that his family, that Maggie knew that? Maggie was going to blow the lid on that? He has $4 million in a trust from his father. Yeah. I love horse racing. I know. Do you pick the horses because of their names or their numbers? Becky, no doubt he has money stashed. Why else would Buster sit in that courtroom every day if he wasn't getting something out of it? Yeah, then has to get harassed every day going in and out of it. Buster, did you kill Stephen Smith? Each child got $4 million in a trust on his father's death. Yeah. I'm gonna look into this. You know, what his involvements were, dealings with the, you know, the police, the government, stuff like that. But the other thing that's off for me is the whole, you know, if you were going to kill your family, right? Or you're going to hire someone to kill your family, talk about this window and how it would all go down like that. Was it planned? Because that's what they are saying. It's planned. Well, I mean, what was this plan? This is a horribly planned. I mean, he's such a planner. I think that this would be a horribly planned way to do that. For him not to be suspect number one, you know, because he's going to be suspect number one. So that's just, it's wild. The other thing I think is crazy is the lawn keeper, you know, maintenance guy at the house, back when his housekeeper was, you know, allegedly fell down the steps and whatnot. He's claiming that he was there, that, you know, Alec was there that morning, and the housekeeper, or not the housekeeper, but the maintenance guy is like, he wasn't there. So I'm looking into stuff like that as well. I'm just curious. Yeah, I'm right there with you with the whole direct evidence thing. I think that you're telling me that I blame law enforcement and their job that they did with the crime scene. Once you would have got back the results of the trajectory of the wounds, okay, and then you know how tall he is, well, you're not going to sit there and run through some options of how he could have possibly killed, you know, oh, he could have been sitting, or well, then look at things that he could have been sitting on. And if he drove the golf cart up to the house, I mean, he would have immediately touched the hands of the golf cart, or the steering wheel of the golf cart, the pedals. I mean, just poor. Lana caught up in logic. You can say that. I also don't, you know, think like a mad, crazy person. But I just think that him being a narcissist, you would never want anyone to think that you couldn't protect your family, which is exactly what happened. His family's dead, so he couldn't protect them. What worse of a feeling? Or that you killed your family. So, and if he's the narcissist that everybody claims he is, he wouldn't be able to handle either one of those two things. So, yeah. I do feel like there's a lot of victims though in this area. You know, all these people that he obviously stole from. A lot of people are scared of this family, and it's not just him. It's like just the name. Anybody, you know, to live in that type of fear. You know, he's going around saying, "Hey, your son drove the boat. We'll take it. Don't worry, I'll take care of it. But your son drove the boat. We'll take care of it." So he's going so hard for his son, only to 2 years later blow his brains out. I mean, I just struggle with that. I think the defense was all over the place. I mean, I don't know. Let's see. Never trust the gamecock. Yeah. Yeah, the whole family is entitled. Absolutely. I agree with that, Nancy, 100%. Again, thank you for those bought and paid for memberships for other people to enjoy. Nancy, you are always too kind. Always appreciated. Later on, I'll be revealing my thoughts on the new updates in the Idaho 4 case. So check me out later tonight at like 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can put your earbuds in and go to sleep. Yeah, I know. That's exactly what. No, Alec blamed another kid for driving the boat. Yep, he did. He wanted to blame Connor. And I'm saying, yes, he wanted to blame Connor. He wanted to clear Paul's name. Now all of a sudden he wants to blow Paul's brains out. Like, that's just really hard for me to, like I said, he would still, whether or not Paul's alive or dead or Maggie's alive or dead, he is still on the hook for his role, which was getting, and allowing them to, like, with the alcohol. And so it's, how about he used Buster's ID? And I mean, yes, was it an accident? But did he act like, yeah, he was hammered. He was hammered. Did they all willingly get on the boat, though? Yes. Was he intoxicated driving the boat? I guess he was getting down to his tighty whities on the boat. But that boat crash is what ultimately led, in my opinion, to the deaths of his son and wife. It was a financial witch hunt at that point, and you had a lot of people, I think, rallying together versus being scared and staying silent. They were like, no, we're going to fight back and we're going to do something about this. So, but Cotton Top was blamed. Do you think the jury members have any fear, like, oh my God, like, they're going to find out that I was on this jury, and if this comes back as guilty, then, like, there's going to be a target on my back for the rest of my life? Do you think that that would play any role in this? Well, to say, so if you really believe all of those lawyers that got on the stand, dude, the lawyers are L for L. Lawyers are liars, man. I didn't know his drug problem. Like, you think they're going to admit to that? Like, no, I didn't know that he was, because then you're liable for letting him do all of this shit, coming in, just basically peeling over with his foaming at the mouth addiction. I don't believe lawyers as far as I can throw them, and I can't throw too many too far. Lawyers are going to tell you what you want to hear every day of the week, every time. That's just what they do. And personally, it makes me sick. So, yeah, they lied to the grand jury. I mean, SLED lied to the grand jury. I mean, I don't think that that's okay. I don't think that that's okay. I think that that would discredit you, in my opinion. And I'm just saying, if I'm a juror in that, I would be like, okay, well, they got to come after me, number one. Number two, everybody's a damn liar in this damn town. Okay. And everybody has their own reasons in this town. Not everybody has the same reason. It's not like everybody's coming together because of the same reason. No, everybody has certain different things that have happened to them, and that's kind of what I've seen. Remember, like Liar Liar, the pen is royal blue. He couldn't say red because he wasn't allowed to lie. The pen is royal blue. Yeah, huge tattletalers when they were kids. Yeah, I just think to sit here and say that I killed them so that Buster could have something and carry on the legacy of the family name. Buster's working at Wild Wings, man. Buster got kicked out of law school. Buster's not getting back into law school. They're not going to feel bad for him. You plagiarized, you got caught. Like, there's consequences, right? Because if you just let him in and he's doing his thing, what happens then? The accountability train just, okay, continues on not happening. Their legacy is trash now. Said by Mama. Yeah. I want to know who killed Stephen Smith. No offense, but I saw Buster on the stand. I wouldn't want him representing me. I guess his girlfriend's a lawyer. She can be the breadwinner. He can serve me up some wings and a beer at B-Dubs, and we could shoot the shit about the trial. Wait, Buster works at Wild Wings? Yeah, you guys didn't know that? I mean, I don't know if he still does. But when he was being interviewed, when Alec was being interviewed, he says that he was, working at... Yeah. In fact, maybe I'll go get some wings right now. My little lunch. I'd change my last name, says BB Mommy. Wait, you're telling me that you guys did not know that Buster was shaking it down at Wild Wings? Maybe I need to ask Buffalo Wild Wings if they saved any of their camera footage from back in the day. Oh God, Nancy, that was so hard to... Nancy says, felt bad for Maggie's sister. Nancy, that was so hard to watch. Ugh. Because she's over here saying, yeah, I told her to come back. I told her to go. Nancy's spot on there. Just... So sad. Buster was kicked out of law school. Was it? It was 2000. I think the same year the boat crashed. 2019, 2020. I think a lot of people's testimonies were Notice how Alec tried to talk softly like a 5-year-old for sympathy. I didn't notice that, but I'll take a listen. DoorDash them wings, girl. Kohlberger case. Lawyer Andrea Burkhart repeatedly asked what you repeated exactly what you said about the search warrant. No phone. Bad news for the state. Well, I think that we'll find out today if the car or if the house had the phone in it. They claim that they were monitoring this. So, but my thoughts could be, if you're monitoring his phone, you might just be monitoring his cell phone number, and that doesn't mean that it's the same phone. So I'm curious. Oh my God, Rio. Too bad he wasn't a Hooters girl. He's got a set of knockers on him. Oh my God. Oh God. All right, guys, on that note, that just made me laugh out loud. Literally, if I had tea, I would have spit that out while drinking. But well, you guys, be kind, guys, be kind. Be kind. All right, like I said, go ahead and catch the rest of the state doing their closing. Enjoy that. I always enjoy chatting with you guys. If you didn't see the beginning of this video, there's a 12-minute pre-record. Go ahead, check it out at some point in time. I will upload it by itself so that people don't have to hear this part of it if they don't want to. Again, in the past, there had been guns stolen. They had guns laying around all the time. I think they're going to either come back with I don't think they're going to be able to decide. I don't think they're going to have the whole jury to say guilty. So my money right now is on a hung jury until I get to hear these closings in the comfort of my own home with my own eyes and ears solely dedicated to them. But right now it's a hung jury for me. That's what I see coming back. Again, I'll see you guys all later. If you want to join in at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be discussing the search warrants being unsealed out of Pennsylvania in the Idaho 4 Brian Kohlberger case. So, all right, until then, take care, guys. Be safe. Be kind. And then thanks again, Nancy. You're always a doll. Appreciate you.